Amen. Prince of Cups. Someone is having a change of thought. I can't really show this card too much. There's somebody here in their feelings about you, and they've had a revelation about something about you. We have the Ace of Swords also. So someone's having a revelation about who you are to them. Something has changed in the way they're thinking about this. Maybe originally they kind of dismissed the feelings, but now there's something here where they need to tell you the truth. What is this truth about? Five of Swords. They're walking away from bad people, from bad energy, from a bad way of life, right? But with happiness, like this person has a grin on when people are walking away. They're like, good riddance. Sayonara to you. You know, like they're kind of just like, you know what? These people, they're walking away from some sort of group of people. Definitely not easy to do, but they're doing it because they know that they need to. This is besides you, but they have to tell you that for some reason. So you might know this group of people that they're not really getting along with. You might not get along with them. The Chariot. What else about this truth? This Ace of Swords. This is gonna happen fast. We have a fire sign, the King of Wands, or just somebody that's truly making moves. Like they're someone that doesn't waste time. As soon as they make a decision, they just go for it with the Chariot. They're like they're in the car already, right? They're in the car before even putting the directions into maps, right? So this person has made a swift decision, and they need to tell you immediately about this walking away. Why are they walking away? King of Pentacles now. We have the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. This person is definitely responsible for themselves. They might be, earning good money. It's not just about that, though. It's about just owning your life, right? There's creativity here. There's fire. There's passion. There's security. There's wealth. What else? Justice. Okay. There's something happening here. I just got chills. There's something happening with this group of people that they're kind of deciding to walk away from. And there's justice to be had here with you. You also have Ten of Pentacles coming out. The King of Pentacles wants the Ten of Pentacles with you. I think that they realize that whoever they were associating themselves with are not good for them. And also, besides that, they want to start something with you, and they need to tell you that. They're trying to build their life up, and I think that they made the wrong decision on who they were associating themselves with, and that could have a detrimental effect on your life. The people around you in all forms, your family, your friends, your coworkers, the people that you associate with on a daily basis. This person is walking away from, they realize that it's not serving them, and they need to tell you that, though, because I think that there's something happening here with this group of people and you, with the Justice card here. In order to get to the Ten of Pentacles, in order to get where they need to go, they need to tell you the truth. And there's a new revelation about that, right? What did this group do to you? Five of Pentacles. They left you out in the cold. They definitely messed with you in some way. They secluded you on purpose. They might have picked on you. They might have done something where they were just secluding you on purpose, leaving you on the cold, like this card shows. Like you're already struggling. You have no shoes on, you have a broken foot or whatever, right? And they're just like, we don't need you, thank you. And they slam the door in your face. And now they're realizing this. They're realizing that these people suck. What else about this group? The Knight of Pentacles. There's a lot of stability that they're trying, you know, their main focus is stability. They also feel wounded and tired from this, you know, because it's like, I'm trying so hard to build my life. I'm trying so hard to get where I want to go. And these people are driving me nuts. These people are dragging me down. And they've finally realized that there has to be an end to this cycle, right? They're trying to build up their life and be responsible. And in order to do that, you have to look around and see, who are you associating with? What else? What else? So you're both feeling tired and weary for different reasons, but we have the Nine of Pentacles. You're both trying very hard to just make your life what you want it to be, right? We have the Two of Wands again, and Judgments. This person is judging themselves over what happened. They might have allowed a bullying situation to happen against you, and they just let it happen because they're too focused on making money or being cool or fitting into the wrong group of people, and now they're judging themselves for it because they're like, what did I do? And they just had this new, you know, revelation with the Hangman. They're just like, oh my God, I'm part of the problem. I'm part of the problem. I let them do this to you, and I didn't say anything. And now I need to tell you the truth, and I need to give you justice because you deserve it. We have the Moon on the bottom of the deck, so that means that they've been secretive about this. They haven't told you this, obviously. They've been secretive about all the things that are happening against you, whether you realize it or not. You can tell when people are bullying you. You can tell when people are talking about you behind your back. There's just the energy in the air. You know, things just change drastically from one day to the next. One day everyone's friendly and smiling at you, and the next day everyone's kind of giving you a side eye and growling at you, and you're just like, what happened? I don't understand what's going on. And then you start to realize that, oh, there's probably someone running their mouth. There's probably someone gossiping and ruining your reputation behind your back. And whoever this person, you know, whatever group this was doing this to you, this person just let it happen. They just let it happen. They didn't stick up for you. They didn't say anything bad about you. Maybe they did, but they just let you be bullied. And they didn't tell you, obviously. It's all secretive. Like, how they feel about you is secretive too, because if they said something to this group now they're going to be like, what are you talking about? We were all making fun of this person 2 days ago, and now you love them? We have the Magician. They want the change to happen, and they need to do it now. Eight of Wands. There's a lot of swift action that's going to come in. Two of Swords. You know, they made up their mind about this, and they just need to do this for you and this person. Nine of Pentacles again. They want us to, they see you as a stable person. They see you as resilient. They see you as, oh, a whole group of assholes picked on this person, and it didn't even affect them. I mean, it could affect you and be like, oh my God, this is so annoying, or oh my God, that's shitty, or, you know, it does suck, and it's disappointing. But after a while, if you gain enough confidence, it really doesn't even matter. Confirmation. It doesn't matter, because there's always going to be haters. You can't fit into a hater's mentality, because if you try to shrink yourself down, quiet yourself, make yourself skin, whatever it is that you think would appease a narcissist or a hate her, like, you know, you're just always going to lose, because it's not about you, it's about them. They hate themselves. And then when you show up and you show that you can actually be authentic, they hate that even more, because they're so scared to do it themselves. So instead of hating themselves over not doing any action of making themselves better, they just decide to take the easy road and hate you instead. It's really something, though, because it's just such a low form of interaction. But I think this person finally realized, like, yeah, I'm part of the problem if I didn't stop it. If you're just a bystander, there is an effect, a psychological effect called the bystander effect. And we all have only a certain amount of empathy that we can give one another. We're not meant to be in a city of 5 million people because we can't be empathic to every single person we meet. We get exhausted. Same things happens with caregivers of any sort, nurses, people that care a lot, that have to give themselves. They get burnt out because they might have a family of their own. They also have to take care of yourself. So we all have, there's a thing called the bystander effect where if you're in a busy city and you see someone getting robbed or something wrong, bad happening to somebody, a lot of people will just choose to look the other way because they don't have enough energy or empathy to even care anymore. You don't want to be like that. And whether you did it intentionally or just from the fact of ignoring a problem in front of your face, this person ignored something that was happening to you, where they could have stepped up and said something like, hey, I think that's pretty shitty to say, or why are you doing this to this person, or why are you putting them out in the cold, or why are you gossiping, or why are you making up lies? What's your purpose? Instead of them putting the other shitty people on the spot, they just decided to remain quiet. And you know what? You're just as guilty. If you see abuse happening in any kind of form and you don't say anything or speak up or do something while it's happening in front of you, you're also abusing that person because you're letting it happen. And a lot of people can argue that, but it's true. If you just let things happen in front of you, you're just as bad as the person doing it. So I think this person's starting to realize and judge themselves over staying quiet, and now they have something to say. Secrets. Yep, they're hiding the truth and fired up. So this person might be actually mad over being tricked by these people too. Like, oh my God, I'm so angry for so many reasons. Like, I hid the truth of how I really feel about this person. I let a whole bunch of people gang up on them and treat them poorly. I never stepped in, tried to be the bigger person, and now I'm angry over it because I repressed my feelings in every way. And if we cannot repress feelings, in good or bad, because it will come out physically, it will always come out. You cannot repress anything inside. It's going to turn into an autoimmune disease. It's going to turn into anger. It's going to turn into a lot of bad things. There could be addictions here because they're trying to repress the truth. Just let it out and let the cards fall where they are. And if people are meant to be for you, they will stay because you're living in your truth. But if you've been living a lie the whole time and now all of a sudden you're just like, you know what, I'm not that kind of guy or girl, I'm like this, and people turn on you because now you're not a bully too, did you really lose much? So I think this person's kicking themselves, because they had an opportunity to be a big person and they didn't. And now they're judging themselves over it. And they're the only people that are willing to make this justice happen because they want to get to the Ten of Pentacles. And in order to become wealthy and in all forms, you have to live in your truth. And you have to go after people that you want. And you have to have a good surrounding of people that are good-hearted and actually rooting for you, and not ganging up and gang stalking, gossiping, liars, all that shit. It's just coming from shitty people with low self-esteem that like to gang up on others to make themselves feel better. Do you want to be around people like that? Do you want to be around people that gossip and make lies up about people so they could feel better about themselves at night? What kind of person would that be? Do you really want to be friends with that? Who cares if they accept you? What really matters is if you accept them.